MSNBC's Rachel Maddow had a very contentious interview with Senate candidate Rand Paul 3 years ago, and she's been at it again, accusing the Kentucky senator of lifting words from Wikipedia about a movie almost no one's ever heard of.
The weird thing about that line from Senator Paul's speech today, in the not-too-distant future, eugenics is common and DNA plays a primary role in determining your social class, is that that line appears almost verbatim in the Wikipedia entry on Gattaca. Quote, in the not-too-distant future, liberal eugenics is common and DNA plays the primary role in determining social class.
Paul dismissed that and a second allegation involving Wikipedia as a technical matter, criticized Maddow, and he let loose on ABC's This Week.
But do you concede at least that this is pretty sloppy?
Well, you know, the footnote police have really been dogging me for the last week. I will admit that. And I will admit sometimes we haven't footnoted things properly. I take it as an insult, and I will not lie down and say people can call me dishonest, misleading, or misrepresenting. I have never intentionally done so. And like I say, if dueling were legal in Kentucky, if they keep it up, it'd be a duel challenge. But I think I'm being unfairly targeted by a bunch of hacks and haters.
But then another problem emerged with a Rand Paul op-ed in the Washington Times. The website BuzzFeed reporting that some of the language had been almost verbatim lifted from The Week magazine. Here's The Week. Mandatory sentencing began in the 1970s as a response to a growing drug and crime epidemic. America's prison population has quadrupled to 2.4 million. America now jails a higher percentage of its citizens than any other country, including China and Iran, at the staggering cost of $80 billion a year. Here's what Senator Paul wrote. Since mandatory sentencing began in the 1970s in response to a growing drug and crime epidemic, America's prison population has quadrupled to 2.4 million. America now jails a higher percentage of its citizens than any other country, including China and Iran, at the staggering cost of $80 billion a year. The Washington Times has now dropped Paul's column. He acknowledged some mistakes, telling the New York Times he's making changes in his office to prevent this from happening again. But the senator also told National Review that if he were a journalism teacher critiquing the coverage of MSNBC and the Associated Press, he would fail them. Here's the thing. The plagiarism may have been overblown by, say, MSNBC, but it was real. And attacking the media doesn't change that.